This guy's obviously playing with his eyes closed. You just having the rockets here is an absolutely massive threat to the other team. Like, they cannot push you or they die. To cover, this is very high stakes right now. Is your ball carrier? If you're the ball carrier right here, just leg it. This oddball game on streets then. What are we thinking about the startup for this game? What is the feeling of the startup of oddball on streets? And we say it a lot on the channel. Ball's important, but what's more important? And to be fair, average gamer's already doing it. Where's he looking? Yeah, you gotta slay first. And you gotta remember this thing. Indeed. I don't mind going up to the commando and getting on the ledge. It's a good angle. I think one of your teammates is to the left. Someone went B. And someone's below you. I'm not quite sure. Is he down? Did he just drop down in front of you? I've forgotten. I don't think this setup's bad. I think having a strong shotgun presence is important. The only issue is the guy that's gone this way. Going up street is really risky because the ramp is just a nade hole. So I like to tend to defend from like palms or sort of in this area. I like to defend up there that way. Some people say that's a bit pushed forward, but it depends on your teammates. But I like what you're doing here. I think you're just trying to cover rockets, right? Some nades going in. Fight breaking out to the right. I don't know if I agree with jumping over to help your teammate there. I'm going to show you the perfect angle. Look at this angle of death. So if you look there, that's like the perfect place to get like bank naded and then right into your face. I really dislike this ramp in general. Like, it's literally get the shroud screen and then just get out. Just don't hold this angle because it's just crap. But the helping the teammate suppressive fire is a good idea. It's just in moving that side in moving that side to the map, you're helping a teammate who's already at a disadvantage and leaving the ball open. And because you left the ball open, that means the other team got the ball. I'm not saying that's your fault. That's not solely your fault. That's not what I'm saying. But it's sort of like the game of chess. If you move all your pieces to the right, the left side of the board is now open, and then the start of a streets match, the center and the left lane are more important. Okay, they've just had some people die, so we missed an opportunity to get some spawners in there, I think. So if we just watch here, we had one player die. Was there another one slightly before that? Two of them died, and he's got the ball. So this is a 3v1 in the worst case scenario for 10 seconds. So what the team should have done here is this guy should have hauled his ass towards the ball. You guys should have hauled ass towards the ball. And then what that means is that the enemy team's going to spawn in C, so they have to run all the way back to get to you. Even though this guy here is one shot, he should have just ran in anyway, but you should have ran in first. Because if you do that, you cycle the spawns. Because if you guys hold like this, then if you think of the map and where it's open right now, where is the most open place of the map right now for the other team? Think, because we're in Calf, we're at Planter, and we're at Balcony. So if we're at Calf, Planter, and Balcony, yeah, Cafe is open. So in staying here like this, you're going to make the other team respawn at Cafe, and then you have to fight them again. Whereas if you pushed, it would have been a 2v3 or 2v2, and then the last guy comes in and cleans up. But the other team would have then spawned at C, so then you would have had time. Yeah, so I mean, you could argue here, it's hard to say because we didn't see how much damage was on people, but the rush to get back to the ball, the enemies, these guys have literally just died, so that means there's probably enemies that are weak, but there's 4 of them here, so you want to be careful. Let's see how far you commit to this, because as you see here, because you guys are hard committing to this side, this lane and this lane are completely open, so you're leaving yourselves to I'm really doing it with the drawings today. You guys are leaving yourself open to a double flank, basically. So you have to be careful here. Let's see if the other team's smart enough to acknowledge that. Ah, you were smart enough to look. That's good. You looked. This guy picked a bad way to go. It was pretty obvious that you guys were going to spawn Calf because you died like over here, I think, and over here. You were going to spawn C because you died there and there, so you were going to spawn C or Red Room. So he made a big mistake by jumping down there like that. They were quick. They were quick to get back on you there. I think retreating was the right thing there. There was nothing you could have done. You would have just died. You got to know when you're not going to win. Yeah, and now we go back in to see if anything's happened. We know they're all alive. 3v3, 2v3. Other guys fighting. He was a bit overextended there. So you could argue in this case. So I think I commented on this on what someone said on Twitter the other day, where they were complaining about their teammates and how it's really hard to like rank up and sort of carry. But like here, like if someone makes a bad decision like this, because this guy, like, this is a bad decision because he's alone on that side of the map because the other two teammates are dead and you're at sea. What's up, Danny? And so, you know, him pushing 3v1, he's a dead man. But if you acknowledge that he's made a bad decision to push, you can at least try and get something for it. Yeah, so I think going here, and I think putting the damage in, I think looking away there was a mistake, but it didn't lead to anything. But I like how you're holding and you're not extending. The ball's in a neutral position right now. With the ball here, I like how you're holding this angle. Because if you think about the map, you own sort of this part of the map, and then the other team like owns anything past there, and anything up here. So there's almost like, I'm really going crazy with the pen today. All this area is like no man's land, and you've acknowledged that, and you're not pushing it, which is the right thing to do. You only want to get that ball when you know it's safe. And you will see a lot of people in gold and platinum and diamonds, they'll just absolutely bum rush the ball and they'll pick it up. And yeah, they might get 5 seconds, but they'll die for it. Yeah, and then they're dead for 10. I like how you're holding, because if you ran out there, you were dead. You just saw those 3 guys. Hey, Stars. This is a good crossfire from your team as they push up. So now, that guy's just gone in and took a load of damage and died. You need to capitalize on his death, and you need to push. Because your team are pushing now. So it's that thing again of like, even if the team makes the wrong decision, make the wrong decision together, so then you can turn a bad decision into an okay one. Because if half the team commits and half the team doesn't, then the guys that committed get shafted because they get baited, and the guys that don't commit get shafted because now they're in a 2v4. So sometimes, even if you're with teammates who you feel make bad choices, you have to make bad choices with them, but don't be suicidal. So, yeah, I like this vantage point. I think this vantage point's good. You just have to be careful. But the Stalker Rifle, if you aren't comfortable using the Stalker Rifle, learn to use the thing, because this weapon needs nerfing. It's broken. Yeah, I don't really play controller that well, but this thing is an absolute machine. Yeah? So, even if you're not good with the Stalker Rifle, 2 shots to the body, switch to BR. Yeah, 2 shots to body, switch to BR. 3 shots to kill with this. If you've got the confidence to perfect with it, do it. But if you've not got the confidence, 2 shots someone in the body and then switch to BR. It's still faster than BR. Even pros do it. Yeah? The red gun is mega, mega, mega OP. Yeah? And don't forget, you don't have to reload until you fire 6 shots. So, you know, if you're getting a bit stressed out and spammy, yeah, you're good for 6. And then you can just switch to your other weapon anyway. Yeah, the Stalker Rifle is up there in overpoweredness, if that's a word, with, in my opinion, the sidekick. The sidekick is also just, like, busted, because its kill time is insane. Its kill time's faster than any other weapon in the game. I like how you're, the good habits that you have is that you always check the flanks before you push. It's just the thought of your looking, so even though it's only a little glance, it shows that in your head, the thought process is there, that it's like, I'm pushing right now, will I get flanked? Again, I like how you're moving and you're trying to form a pinch or a pinch with your team, which is good. We've got 2 down, it's currently, that's 3 down for the other team. That's the last guy left, so you just want to hard push his ass. There's 2 of you. Or you just do that, that works too. Safe kill. And thinking where we are now, if we look at where we are now, we're in red room, 2 on red room. I think that's like, is that Neon Street maybe, or sort of spike grenades? Where do we think the enemy team's going to spawn right now, chat? Yeah, we want to be thinking AMPD. Yeah, he's got it. He's got the spawns. Yeah, something like PD or the soda can, yeah. Or the soda bottle, whatever it is. So, yeah, I like how you're preemptively looking in that direction. Like, you know. Again, this is that thing where, like, if you're a player who's trying to move up into diamond and you're in, like, gold or low platinum, like, the player that we're watching, Average Gamer here, you can tell there's a thought process of, like, where should I be looking? The crosshair placement could be higher, in like, sometimes, but you can see that he's preemptively looking in directions where he thinks the enemy team's going to be. Yeah, so he's not just sort of like spinning around aimlessly like, are they left, are they right? You can tell that he's thinking about it all the time. And that's definitely something as you go up. I don't know if you got to diamond yet, but definitely as you keep doing this, it is going to help you to get up to diamond for sure. And push up through it as well. You got to be good players are not only reactive, they are preemptive. Or in other words, good players don't just react to what happens. They actually think what's going to happen before it happens. So they're ready. That's really good to hear, dude. I'm so glad. The crosshair placement here is not too bad. I like there as well. You're waiting for the remote detonation. Yeah? And you did actually completely catch that guy out. There was two of them. I would have hard pushed there. But my playstyle is quite aggressive sometimes. So I would have hard pushed that and you would have got a trade out. But to say that you're 1 and 2 at the moment, I think there's just a little bit of I think there's just a little bit of too much passiveness going on here. But I like the amount of calculated sort of risk taking that you're doing. So now you're looking for this flank. Looking for any spawners because you just got a kill. They're probably going to spawn PD at this point. Try not to rotate too hard here. See how, so this is something that low diamond players tend to get wrong sometimes, but they have the right idea about it. So here, this guy's died. This Huskers guy has died. So the thought process here is, okay, if this guy's died, this means they're going to spawn up in 10 seconds. He died like 3 seconds ago at this point. So, if you look what's happening, the enemy team are obviously pushing B Street, right? And your team is holding C. And this means they're definitely going to be spawning in PD, but because you push like this, you're starting to make PD a dangerous space because 10 seconds haven't passed yet. So now what's going to happen is, yes, you're going to pinch them, but they might now spawn behind you at A, and you may get flanked, instead of you flanking them. Where we at? We're 4 and 4 at the moment. The thing is, and I want to highlight this to everybody. There is a lot more that goes on in a game of Halo other than the scoreboard. People who play the anchor role and people who control, people who try to control spawns, everything they do does not go on the scoreboard, and sometimes they get flamed. Yeah, I play. You know, some of you on stream have seen me play with Kat, my sister, and she's not the glory player. She's not the sort of player who goes for high KDs or high damage. She's the player that gives us the info, she looks for the spawns, and she goes for the objective. And it does not translate to the scoreboard. But when we don't play with her, goddamn do we know she's not in the game. It is very obvious when Kat isn't in the game with us. Because no one fills that role other than her for us. So you have to bear in mind that even though right now Reclaimer's on 4 and 4, he's actually done a fair bit of work for his team with looking at angles, trying to hold flanks, trying to zone from the ball, stuff like that. There have been a few moments of passive gameplay that we've addressed, but the decision making's okay. We just need the aggression to be more focused and more sort of precise. Yeah, 4-4's not bad at all. It's just we're quite far into the round, that's all. So it doesn't really paint the full picture of how he's playing, because he's definitely not playing bad. That's for sure. He's being very useful. But I just like to see a bit more aggression. This round's nice. See, and absolutely, you know, throwing your body into the enemies there, even though you could have died, was the right play, because you were zoning them from the ball. You were preventing them from getting to the objective, and your death would have made you win the round anyway. So, in that case, it's okay to throw your body as a shield at the objective to win the game. Yeah, Stars is exactly right. As long as you're making plays that impact the game, yeah, I'd rather have a guy that goes 4-4 than a guy that goes like 25-30, and then he's just complaining that no one's helping him. Yeah, you were watching the time. You made a lot of good plays, dude. Honestly, it's just, like I said, it's the aggression. We just need to, like, fine-tune it so you know when to just go in. Go in for the kill. But it takes a long time to find that. And I still don't find it every single time. I still get it wrong sometimes. Okay, be careful here. You're the only player alive. You want to scout for information. You even checked. Scout for info, but don't push too hard. And that's exactly what you're doing. That's good. Right, you have the advantage now. We just want a hard collapse. Hard collapse on this guy. Wow. Let's spend a moment to explain what not to do. This guy could have easily held the ball for like 10 seconds. Yeah? He could have just stood there. He could have crouched in the corner. I think there's a little corner like here somewhere. He could just crouch. But instead, he walks straight across this doorway and just dies. Also, what else should he have done? Does anyone else want to suggest what that guy just didn't do? And it's Oddball and he just died. And he was the last player. Yeah, he should have thrown it out. He was literally at the top of stairs, man. He was literally at the top of the stairs. He should have just yeeted that shit straight out into the middle of palms. He should have just thrown it. But he didn't. So I'm glad you guys recognize it. It's always good when the person whose video it is, you ask the questions and then they give you the right answer. You should have just played. You just played the ball, man. You should have just played the ball. I'm judging that these guys get this round. I think you threw your life a little bit away there, but I definitely think with the amount of time that's left in the round, I definitely understand the sense of urgency here. Because there's 2 dead and there's just you guys. I mean, what else are you going to do? I think you could have held here, though. Maybe. Yeah. Sometimes you just get forced into a checkmate scenario and there isn't anything you can do. I think your 2 teammates dying on that push before you basically made it so you couldn't win. Basically made it so you couldn't win. Alright, let's go. Final round, let's see what we do this time. So you are switching it up. Are we going for the red gun? We are indeed. When you stand on the balcony, a little tip here. Try to stand like where you are to the left slightly and look at B stairs. Or try and hold here, which you are doing. Good, I like the control. I liked the trigger discipline there, because a misfire there, you would have killed your teammate. Good. Ooh, we didn't pick up the shotgun because we went for rockets. I think you just having the rockets here. I would have probably gone that way. I would have gone backwards. Not with the ball, maybe, but I would have gone backwards. Because you just having the rockets here is an absolutely massive threat to the other team. Like, they cannot push you or they die. That's the thing with rockets. Like, what's more threatening, a rocket that's been fired or a rocket that hasn't been fired? And I think the answer is a rocket that hasn't been fired, because if it's not been fired, you don't know where it is. And so that means there's certain things you can't do. So I think here, like, holding back was probably the better play. Even though I get where you're coming from with this, because I think you were pushing because you knew there were 3 enemy players in C, so you were trying to catch them out. And they backed up. And they backed up. That was unfortunate. Just the timing. So yeah, and a rocket launcher is almost more threatening if you hold it. I'm not saying don't fire it. Okay, so they're spawning soda side. A side. He may just die from tires. Yep, good. And then we pushed anyway. I think you just pushed into your death. Yeah. You had that moment of inspiration where you were like, hold on a minute, my game sense is telling me not to push. That was the right choice. So, like, just before here, you can sense you had that moment of doubt here. You're like, hang on a minute, something ain't right. And then you go back to leave, which was the right decision. And then you're like, ah, nah, screw it, let's go anyway. And there was definitely someone behind you. Definitely. So you can tell that the development of good game sense is there. And we all do it. We all make lapses in judgment sometimes, and that was just one of those examples. This guy should have played the ball. Gotta love the friendly nade. Right? What did I say at the start of the game? If your teammate is shooting an enemy, do not throw a grenade. Do you want me to make a YouTube short as to why you shouldn't throw grenades? Let's watch Exhibit A, shall we? Right? This guy, right here, this guy's screwed. He doesn't need nading at all. He's dead. Nade not required. Yeah, and how do I know you got killed by a friendly nade? It says you died to a BR, but you died to a grenade explosion. You reclaim anew in that moment. He fucked up. You didn't mess up at all, man. It was totally the enemy. Totally your ally. He's secretly playing for the other team. He's a double agent. Tires is a nice hold. If you like to hold tires, then try to get the shotgun. It's absolutely OP in there. Great. You just heard the chink on the ground and you're like, I'm dead. Whoa! What was that? Oh, it was just my eyes totally didn't see that right. I thought the rocket got deflected again. I thought it was FaZe Clan versus Optic all over again with the rockets getting deflected. Right, this round's close. I think one of the good things about you, Reclaimer, is you definitely use the sandbox. You're always picking up the weapons and stuff, which is good. And even if even if you're a player, guys, who doesn't like to use all the weapons, just pick the damn weapons up so the enemy team can't use them. Everybody here knows how much I bitch about the Needler, so I pick it up so I can't get killed by it. I hate the Needler so goddamn much. So I just pick it up so people can't kill me with it. Are we going to enter a rotation here? We need to be careful here. This is a pivotal part of the match. If you push too early here and you die before your allies can chase up and push with you, you will then cycle the spawns for the rest of the round because of the sense of urgency that gets developed from it. It's moments like this where people lose round 3 in Oddball because they don't know when to wait. And you chose to wait. Your teammate didn't, but you did. And he died for it. And now you're in a 3v3. Yeah, so this is a very pivotal part of the game here. And we need to make sure the spawns don't get rotated. He needs to rotate to you and understand the risk he's in. And he does. That was a very good play from your teammate right there. And then you came in to back him up as well. And you're pushing the advantage. The whiffed melee was an unfortunate byproduct of what happened. The entire thought process and gameplay there was perfect. There was nothing wrong with what you just did. It was the whiff melee that got you killed. The decision making was fine. So we'll do a bit of aim theory stuff here. If you look how you aim here, so you can see there was a corrective movement with the mouse there. That's fine, because it's a vertical movement. And this is fine, because here, you're operating on this plane of movement like this. So you want to use the strafe keys. Watch what happens when you try and correct, because this opponent isn't crouching, by the way. He ain't crouching. He stood still. So here, you should have strafed this way to match his strafe and use the crouch button. Because now, what you're going to have to do, because you haven't done that, is I think you try to correct with the mouse and I think you do that. Yeah, you see it? You did that. And then here, you're trying to steady again, so you kind of did this. When you could have just gone that way again. And then that was a massive correct. See that? Watch this correct here. Look at that. Meow. Yeah, see the correct there? Yeah, and again, this isn't just picking on you, Reclaimer, at all. This is, you know, it's easy for me to go at 0.1 speed and go, look at this aim, look how bad it is. That's not what I'm saying. It's just little things like that, because this is something I've had to learn, because I had this issue as well. No, ooh, Bumble. Oh, go on. I've been on the receiving end of this. I'd like to see you win. I'm getting excited now. This is good. We want to push out, create some space. What not to do. That was the premium platinum tactic right there. That was the we're going to win the oddball game, so let's just rush the ball and completely disregard all danger whatsoever. Don't be that guy. Good use of cover. This is very high stakes right now. Is your ball carrier? If you're the ball carrier right here, just leg it. Get out. He's kiting them away. He's coming towards PD. This is very well played. Oh, go on. Oh, no way! Oh, that's so sad. If he'd just played the ball a little further, man. A celebratory teabag. I think you can let them have that. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was harsh. Right. Get the music back on. Right. Opinion? Beam? But yeah, it was a big rip. It was a good game. That is a very good game to send in to me, so thank you for that one, dude. Try to know when to push sometimes. So sometimes you were not pushing when you should have, but that was because you were holding the angles at the back of the team well. So like, you have to understand sometimes as an anchor, you have to go forward. And it's hard to identify when that is unless you just try and see what happens. You have good awareness of spawns based on what you said in chat and also how you were looking around the map. And I think holding the ball sometimes would have been an advantage to the team, because if you have that type of tactical knowledge, that means that you understand where the ball should be and when. And I find sometimes that I end up holding the ball because when I get information and when I see people die, I use that to preemptively move the ball to where it's safe. And I think based on how you've played, I think you'd be very good at that. Not saying you should be an objective player, but it's just one of those things that players who have good game sense make good objective players, because they can move the ball to where it needs to be before the other teammates realise it. Yeah, and it's just some little bits with the A and D keys when you're strafing with the BR, but you said in chat you were working on that. So I hope that was helpful. Genuinely, I hope that was helpful. That was a monster of a review. That was 45 minutes, and some of you are still sat here, which is nuts. So if you're watching this on YouTube later on, thanks for tuning in. We're live on Wednesday at the moment every week, and we get viewer videos featured. So this was from Your Average Gamer or The Reclaimer, who's currently high platinum, low diamond.